Hi, I'm Brian Elliott. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Brand. Today I'm here live at CES in the Panasonic Creator Studio with Marketing Manager from Panasonic, Darren Pepley. Darren, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, what's going on with Panasonic cameras? What's the big story and what's happening?
Well, lately it's been all about 4K.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that suddenly 4K is now part of the bandwidth of photographers, not just videographers. So it's kind of an interesting change, because originally everybody thought video is just for videographers. But now with 4K technology, we figured out what for photographers.
So break that down. How did you figure out that that's important to photographers, and what are you doing about it?
Well, ironically, it was the motion picture industry. They came to us with our GH4 and they were recording 4K video on it. And we were taking single frames out, frame grabs for promotional purposes of what they were recording. And they showed that to us. Several cinematographers showed that to us, and we thought, well, we can make this a lot simpler for you. So we created firmware updates so that you could literally, using the touch screen of the camera, touch where you want, stop the frame exactly on that moment of time that you wanted, save that image as a photograph.
And it's all done in the camera?
Yeah, it's all done in the camera. That's the beauty of it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. So what we did recently is we've introduced that technology into our lower level cameras, so our mid and point and shoot cameras. G7, we came out with a nice touchscreen interface control for it, and just recently the ZS100 and the ZS60 all have 4K technology in it. And then some photographers came to us and they said, well, we have other ideas. We created a stacking technology that we call post-focus, which is basically racking the focus while a video is recording, and then going back later and touching wherever you wanted in that video, selecting that frame as the in-focus area.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so 4K is not just video anymore. It's for the photographer and for the videographer alike.
I think it's smart that you guys are paying attention to what actual users are saying.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about user experience. How do you find these people, or do they find you?
It's a little of everything. We created a website we call Lumix Lounge, which is really a social media aggregation site of all of our social channels.
Okay.
And we use that as a listening post. We also have about a dozen Lumix luminaries, which are our high-level photographers that teach the public and other photographers how to do these things. They range from cinematographers to photographers, and they funnel in a lot of data to us. And let's face it, our fans are very open on social media, so they're telling us exactly what they want.
So you're listening, I think that's important.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, as a user, as a consumer, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And we learn a lot. We learn just how to fine-tune the cameras. We learned new features that we're coming out with. We also, just in terms of just taking a pulse in general of photography and how it has changed. In fact, we adopted a slogan we call Changing Photography. We're not the die-hard, entrenched photographic company that many other camera companies are. We instead see ourselves as a change force within photography. We bring video. We own up to the fact that we are a really good video company, and we're taking that to the next level by owning that and turning that into photography and changing how photography is used and consumed, whether it's in the public space or in the professional space.
Let's talk about collaboration. How important is collaboration to you guys? I know we talked to Steven, who was here earlier, who has a chain of stores, and you guys are building out kind of a little studio space for him. You're literally building out a city in Denver and doing these things. So talk about some of these activities that are helping you guys innovate.
So on the photographic side and the video side, we reached out to Ipsy Studios a while back up in Santa Monica, and we tricked out their studio with all of our 4K technology. So now all the Ipsy Open Studio fans can come in and create in 4K really simply. It's a little daunting when you start moving into the video world for some people, and then on the 4K side of it, a little more daunting because now there's new technology, there's more computer power that you need, all these things. But the beauty of our technology is all done in the camera. So we thought, well, let's bring that to photo specialty stores across America. So we're in St. Louis at Creve Coeur Camera. We're building out our first YouTube studio, and it's really, well, you can use it for any video type of thing you want, whether it's for social media or full-out TV production. But we're encouraging fans of videography to come in and create for social channels like YouTube, Vimeo, Vine, whatever it might be. And it's something new, and if it works, we're going to expand it to more and more stores across America. and give the opportunity, because how I see video today and how it's consumed and used and created is that it is the the photography hobby of days past. You see a lot of young people today moving to their smartphones, moving to their small cameras, and creating video for the social media space. And we want to make that experience easy and enjoyable, and allow other people to be able to find places to borrow and use and rent equipment and spaces. Also kind of experience the knowledge. We are tied in with Adobe to help show how to use Premiere Pro and edit all that.
As a creator, I can tell you that having the right tools is everything.
Yeah.
And then having tools that are easy to use, that are intuitive, but that are super powerful, I mean, it's everything. And that's why I was using the GH4 before we found each other.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's nimble. It's super affordable. I can buy 2 or 3 of these for the price of the other brands that most people are using. And that's changing now.
Yeah, and that's what's changing, right? The equipment is a game changer. And now that we've got it down into point and shoot level cameras for under $500, I think will only continue to expand. And the fact that we're listening to how the consumer wants to, whether photography or video, wants to use that technology, and we can refine it, because the mirrorless camera technology that Panasonic created in 2008, I believe it was, is now really taking the photographic world by storm. Everybody wants a mirrorless camera.
Yeah. I'm going to ask the question everyone wants me to ask, and that is, when is there going to be a GH5? What's the story?
Yeah, mum's the word. No, I can't talk about what's coming down the road, but
something's coming.
Always going to be something coming.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say there's never going to be a GH5, because eventually there is going to be one, right? But what's coming down the road is really taking more of a deeper dive and look at how our GH4 fans are using the GH4, what's missing in it, some of the more advanced video capabilities. A lot of people use it as for drone work. It's a lightweight, easily transportable device. The beauty of the GH4 when it came out was you can do 4K in the camera on the SD card, which is what we're doing in here today, right? We're making 4K studio really easy, and you don't need any fancy equipment on the outside. Of course, you can bolt anything on it that you wanted. We do anamorphic capability in the camera now.
CES YouTube announced in their keynote address this capability of HDR. Kind of this. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So HDR is used a little differently. The explanation of it, depending on who you are, but I think really what they're getting at is this greater range of contrast.
It's colors.
Yes, colors. There's more option of colors. In a photographic sense, and sometimes even now in the video, photographic sense, it's really more about the lights, the highs and the lows, and being able to compress them to within the contrast range of whatever your device is. In fact, some of our camcorders, our consumer camcorders now, do HDR as video in the camera. In other words, it takes a highlight and a shadow and combines them as one image. It's really quite brilliant.
And to me, that is a signal that leveling up on your picture quality, leveling up on your production quality is the next thing.
That's really, and I have to say thank you so much for doing this for us. You're helping us bring to light what somebody can do. We're sitting in here at CES in a house that we built. It's a whole city. If you see some of the videos later on of what Panasonic is doing here, we built basically the city of tomorrow in this booth, and we're sitting here in the garage of the house, and the walls are unpainted, and we got a nice little backdrop. We're trying to show people that all great things, all great businesses begin in your garage, whether it's a band or a software company. You can start your YouTube business with a simple camera, a nice painted backdrop, and away you go. And we can show you how to do it in 4K, share it in social media, because now YouTube supports social 4K.
And creators like me, you may have a small little production team of one, or you may have a whole team, but if you're doing it even with one camera, it's low cost, high production value. I mean, this is going to look like a Hollywood picture. You can. You've got that full range of capabilities for such a reasonable value. I mean, it's awesome.
And like I say, thank you so much for doing this for us, because you're helping us bring to many of those up and coming YouTube stars a better production capability, something that's affordable, that can get started. And like I say, if we work continually with photo stores across America to develop the concept of local YouTube or video studios to kind of generate that furnace of the next generation of videographers and hobbyists that want to get into it. You know?
Well, it's the way to separate yourself from the herd now, right?
Right.
Like, so there's so much low production stuff out there. You know, it's hard to cut through the noise. So one of the ways to cut through is with quality. You know, picture quality.
Yeah.
As Instagram is blowing up and these other platforms that you can share beautiful pictures and beautiful video,
Yeah.
it really is a fantastic way to separate yourself, take yourself to that next level, but without a whole team or spending an arm and a leg. It's like you can do it right here in the GH4.
Yeah, and Adobe has come out with a wonderful processing tool. You can take that 4K video through Premiere Pro, and you can bring it down to 1080 by only taking certain areas of the video, creating a fake pan effect, stabilizing it, and 4K video downgraded to, I shouldn't even say downgraded, really it's compressed down to 1080. It's stunning. Quality is stunning.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Looking forward to big announcements. Whenever you've got them for us.
I can't say anything. Anybody looking out on social media, I can't say anything.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.